Hey folks, Ray Gano here, and I have got the Lisa Haven of Lisa Haven News. So glad to have her here. It's been a lot of fun here at the Watchman Conference, and what I wanted to do is just find out what's going on with Lisa and her ministry and how she's liking the conference. So what have you been liking about the conference? Have you liked the conference? Has this been a wild adventure or what?
Oh, I love it. I've had a great time here, met a lot of good people, and got a lot of really insightful tips. I mean, there's always more that you can learn, and here at the conference, I've learned a ton more.
Really?
So it's great, and just listen to L.A.Mazulli, Russ Dizdar, and everybody. I'm just having a great time.
Awesome,
so,
awesome.
Yeah.
Have you? And I've been asking everybody that I interview this. Have you noticed a theme within the conference? Something, and let me kind of expand on it. It seems like all the speakers got together and, hey, what I'm going to talk about this. Yet, none of them have. Yet, there's like a common theme. Have you noticed that?
Oh, absolutely. And it's, through all of them, you get, from the get-go, you get the overall picture of why we're here, what we're doing, why it's important to stand for things, but then they tell you the things that you're standing for, what's going on in the world. The spiritual battle seemed to be a common thread to me from behind the scenes. I mean, we're dealing with some sick things, if you will, in that spiritual world, and so a lot of that came out, and everything from the Nephilim, to demonic oppressions and attacks, and then what's actually happening in the news, if you will. And so all the things that you don't normally hear about in the church, and it all just had this biblical prophecy and how we are so close to the second coming and to the end times spoken of in Bible prophecy that we read about in Daniel and Revelation. And so I do believe, we're nearing that time, and that was the common thread at the conference. It's that time, we're getting close, and here's what we have, here's the evidence we have. And one of the most interesting things, and I don't remember who said it at this point, but they talked about the tunnels in New Zealand and how the elite are building tunnels in the mountains. And in the Bible, it says that the million and billionaires would go to the mountains. And so this is exactly what is happening and playing out. And they showed news stories. Do you remember who that? I don't remember who it was.
I want to say it was Billy, but it wasn't Billy.
No, I forget.
Yeah.
But
it's all a blur right now.
It is. It merged together, like you said. So, but it was amazing because you have the real life. Here's in the news. Here's the Bible. There you go. Yeah.
Awesome. Some of our readers may not know about Lisa Haven, so tell us about Lisa Haven. Lisa Haven News. I know that you're on Before It's News a lot. Just give us a little bit of background about you and your ministry.
Yeah. Well, I have a YouTube channel. It's just Lisa Haven, and I'll pop right up on YouTube. I'm also a writer, as you said, for Before It's News, which is actually a secular outlet, but an amazing way to reach people for Christ. Because I can talk about God all I want there.
Awesome.
It's totally fine, because it's powered by the people, and it's powered, in that manner Before It's News is. So, but the great thing is I can reach out to a secular audience who would never come to a Christian site. They just don't. They won't go and reach there, so we've got to reach out that way. And then also just I have my own website, lisahaven.news as well, and so that's kind of it in a nutshell.
What do you got on the horizon going for you?
Yes, I am looking into doing working with David Hafner, and possibly working not the film, but we've got some things coming with that. I'll just
we interviewed David. David was the producer and film producer, and they actually kind of are sitting closer together, so they've been chatting together and things.
I interviewed him right here.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, and I mean, not major things, just little things, and as far as getting the truth into the movie picture, if you will, and just being a little part of that. So that's one thing, and just kind of, as far as the channel is concerned, just digging more in truth and networking with other YouTubers, bringing other YouTubers into my channel and vice versa. So
what have been some of the high points, and I know you kind of covered this a little bit, but what are some of the high points, or what are some of the things that when you go home, you're going to remember like, oh, wow, you're the watchman.
Yeah, I think a lot is the fellowship here.
Yeah.
And it is really helpful because sometimes, we go to our churches and we're there, and you may not have the most friendliest church, or maybe a mega church, or maybe you just are lost altogether or just not at one. But whatever the case, when I come to hear the Watchmen, everyone is friendly, and I feel like we're all of the same heart, if you will.
Yeah.
And we all have that passion, that drive. And to see a group of people with that kind of drive unify together, it's really a blessing.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the things, aside from all the topics, there's a lot of good stuff there. But that was one that I think I really took away.
For me, it makes me feel like I'm not crazy after all.
Right.
Because a lot of times people look at you and look at you strange and like, you're reporting on that? You're talking about this? But when you get here, wow, L.A.Mazulli is talking about that, or Russ is talking about that, or Coach Dave is screaming about that. And it's a great thing to feel that you're not the redheaded stepchild after all. So.
And I just want to add to that, and people say that I have friends from high school that'll still call, years later. I can pretend I'm in my 20s, I guess. No, but years and years later, and they will say, do you really believe everything you talk about? And I'm like, yeah, let's pick a topic. I'll prove it. Which one you want to talk about? And so, but they never really go to that point. Every once in a while they have one, and so when you say, okay, well, which issue that you have an issue with, which one do you think is not legit, and I'll prove to you the tangible data. And so that's kind of helped me, with people who say, oh, you're just crazy. Well, what am I crazy about? What specific one do you have a beef with? And let's find out if there's stuff on that. And so I always challenge everybody in that manner. And so then there is no comeback, because half of them are like, no, I don't want to deal with it. And then it's like, well, you're standing in your own ignorance if you're refusing to look at the actual facts.
Exactly.
And then if not, so then it's kind of like, well, then, my hands are tied.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I feel. And that's why I like what you do and I do, because we try to show the proof and the evidence and the data, and kind of, at least have it there. If the document exists, I'm going to link it below, so at least somebody can go straight to the source and say, okay, friend, check this out. On this page, on this number, what do you say about that? So
awesome. No, this has been a really exciting conference. It's been a lot of fun. The electricity has been just charged. We've had a lot of great speakers. Now, you were the MC, right?
Yes.
Okay. She did all the great MC, folks.
MC'd.
Yeah. Good stuff. Buy the DVDs. And in fact, folks, what you can do is for the next 30 days, you can still go to hearthewatchman.com, and you can still order the streaming video. And what's happening now is that it's not live, but is now TV or videos on demand. So you can go watch Russ Dizdar, or you can go watch, Derek Gilbert, or any of them, and all of them. But you have 30 days, and for just over $1 a day, you can go and watch these videos on demand. Great deal. Mike Whitestone told me that in about 5 to 6 weeks, you're going to have the entire DVD collection coming out here soon, so I encourage you to get that. But if you're going to do the streaming, while you're doing the streaming right now, here's a coupon code, GANO5, G-A-N-O, number 5. Use that, get a few dollars off, but it will help them, and I encourage you to support Hear the Watchman. It is a great organization. Mike and Jeannie are doing some incredible stuff, bringing up some incredible people like Lisa Haven, and just awesome times. The next conference is going to be in Boise, Idaho, I think in August. Are you going to be there?
Possibly. I'm on the fence.
So,
because I have other things prearranged, so I just have to make sure I have an arrangement. So,
So, again, it's going to be, the next one is going to be in Boise, Idaho. I'm hoping to be there. In fact, Mike has said I'm going to be there, so it's going to be exciting. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but anyways, I just want to thank you so much, Lisa, for being here, coming on, and sharing with my viewers, and, your viewers seeing you in here. Any last words that you'd like to give, or encouragements, or anything like that?
I just want to say thank you to all of you guys out there, because without you sharing the message and just, spreading what's happening and what's going around, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. We would just be silent. So thank you guys for sharing the information and getting everything out. And thank you again.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Maranatha.